Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq is to preside over the military parade at Muaskar al-Mustafa on Thursday in celebration of the glorious 51st National Day. His Majesty the Sultan received greetings on the glorious 51st National Day from Their Highnesses, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Council of Ministers and the Deputy Prime Minister for Defence Affairs. And the Sultan of Oman and the United States of America discussed the bilateral security cooperation training programs in joint exercises that is to be implemented next year. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, the Supreme Commander, will preside over the military parade, which will be held at the military parade grounds at Muaskar al-Mustafa on Thursday on the occasion of the celebration of the 51st National Day. Symbolic units from Royal Army of Oman, Royal Air Force of Oman, Royal Navy of Oman, Royal Guard of Oman, the Sultan's Special Forces, Royal Oman Police, Royal Court Affairs, Royal Cavalry, the Royal Guard of Oman Cavalry and the Joint Military Orchestra will take part in the parade. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq received greetings from His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers Affairs on the glorious National Day.
Of the 51st anniversary of the glorious National Day and the continuation of the good march during which developmental achievements have been made in all parts of our country. The Council of Ministers is honored to present to His Majesty their sincere congratulations and blessings, praying to the Almighty Allah to perpetuate this dear country to achieve further progress and development. His Highness said the Sultanate of Oman is proud of the comprehensive renaissance it has achieved during the past 5 decades, as it has become a modern, well-established state whose leadership seeks to provide a decent life for citizens in a society where equal rights and duties prevail. In order to preserve the gains that have been achieved and look forward to future prospects, the government is moving forward with firm steps to implement the ambitious Oman 2040 vision, which includes the best levels of progress in all fields in order to enhance the process of comprehensive and sustainable development. The successes achieved by the Sultanate of Oman are not limited to the internal level only, but also extended to the regional and international arenas, where Oman won the respect and appreciation of all for its adoption of a balanced policy based on supporting dialogue and good neighborliness in order to consolidate understanding and harmony and in order for security and peace to prevail throughout the world. His Highness Sayyid Fahad finally concluded that the Council of Ministers will continue to exert more efforts for the continuity of development and modernization in all fields of life so that Oman continues to enjoy prosperity and progress, praying to the Almighty to restore this occasion to His Majesty with good health and happiness.
His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq received greetings from His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Defence Affairs on the 51st National Day.
His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said said, on the occasion of the glorious 18th of November, he is honored along with the valiant armed forces and all affiliates of the Ministry of Defence to forward to His Majesty their utmost greetings and meanings of blessings, coupled with prayers to the Almighty Allah to bestow upon His Majesty good health and long life, and on Oman more prosperity, and on its loyal citizens continued welfare. He added that the valiant armed forces have recorded honorable national epics marked by the modern Omani history to add to the long history of Oman pride in the prestigious position it assumed as a modern force with modern armament, training and rehabilitation that defends the homeland, preserves its security and stability, and preserves its sanctities and gains. And the noble visits of His Majesty to a number of the armed forces units further confirm the continuous attention and care he gives to them. Members of the armed forces are always honored to have the lead and presence in the national scene and to participate actively in the integrative efforts by providing support and backing to the sectors of the state. And this was evident during the exceptional climatic conditions experienced by the Sultanate. And Hurricane Shaheen is one of the evidence of the services provided by these brave men by extending a helping hand and assistance to those affected by these conditions and by the support they render for other security and government agencies. His Highness finally said that affiliates of the armed forces are honored to maintain their pledge and allegiance to His Majesty and to our dear country under his wise leadership.
The Sultan of Oman and the United States of America held an official meeting to discuss ways of enhancing bilateral security cooperation. In addition, they have reviewed the training programs and joint exercises that will be implemented next year, 2022. This is aimed at developing the national capabilities in various joint security fields, as well as maintaining the security cooperation, leading to enhanced regional stability and security, consolidating the strong strategic relations between the two friendly countries. Shabab Oman 2 ship reached its third destination in Salman Port in the Kingdom of Bahrain. As part of its fifth international voyage, Oman A Renewed Approach 2021. An official reception ceremony was held for the ship and its crew members at the port. Members from the Embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in Bahrain and the Bahrain Naval Force attended the ceremony. Shabab Oman 2 will visit also other ports of GCC countries, such as Hamad Port in Qatar and Dubai Tourism Port in the UAE. Shabab Oman 2 aims to extend Oman's message of solidarity, peace and amity among the nations of the world. A number of training programs on sailing were conducted for students. Phase Ventures firm launched a capital fund of $30 million in the Sultanate of Oman. The capital fund targets early-stage startup companies in the Middle East, North of Africa, Europe, and North America. The company was founded in 2018 to finance technology companies in the early stages all over the world. Phase Ventures is the first private venture capital firm in the Sultanate of Oman. The Sultanate of Oman national football team will host its Japanese counterparts at 8 p.m., less than an hour from now, this evening at Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex in Bosher, as part of the sixth round of the final Asian qualifiers for Qatar's FIFA World Cup Football Cup 2022. The Omani team seeks in this important confrontation to win, achieve the 3 points, as it has 7 points in fourth place in the second group. We wish the Red Warriors the very best. Still to come, a news bulletin. London lights are up for the Christmas season.
يا هيثم المجد حلق بنا
Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman television. Libya's powerful commander Khalifa Haftar filed today as a candidate in the country's presidential elections next month as the long-awaited vote faces growing uncertainty. Haftar submitted his solidarity papers today in the eastern city of Benghazi and announced the move in a video. He said he's seeking the country's highest post to lead their people in a crucial stages. The oil-rich nation had for years been split between a government in the east backed by Haftar and a UN-supported administration in Tripoli, aided by West-based Libyan militias. Haftar commands the self-styled Libyan Arab Armed Forces, but delegated his military duties in September to his Chief of Staff, Abdul Razak al-Nadhuri, for 3 months to meet candidacy terms. Haftar's announcement comes after Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, the son and one-time heir apparent of the late leader Muammar Gaddafi, submitted candidacy papers Sunday in the southern town of Sabha. If accepted, both Haftar and Saif al-Islam would be among front-runners in the December 24th votes. Two loud explosions rocked Uganda's capital, Kampala, early today, sparking chaos and confusion as people fled what is widely believed to be a coordinated attacks. One blast was near a police station and another on a street near the parliamentary building. The explosion near Parliament appeared to hit a building housing an insurance company, and the subsequent fire engulfed cars parked outside. At least 24 people have been hospitalized with injuries sustained in the blast. 4 of them are critically injured. Ugandan officials have been urging vigilance in the wake of a string of bomb explosions in this recent week. 1 person was killed and at least 7 others wounded in explosion at a restaurant in suburb of Kampala on October 23rd. Another explosion 2 days later on a passenger bus killed only the suicide bomber. London lights are up for Christmas season. For the first time, London has switched on to the Christmas lights of 20 streets at the same time. Businesses hope the spectacle will encourage more people to the UK capital's shopping district to make up for the shortfall of the international visitors.
The now familiar Christmas on London's Regent Street have some company this year. Since the 12th of November, 20 iconic London streets have switched on their Christmas lights, all at the same time. It's a first for the British capital that usually lights up different shopping streets on separate dates ahead of Christmas. The lights are supported by the Heart of London Business Alliance, a local business association. Its Director of Destination Marketing, Mark Williams, stresses the major role they play in London. On Oxford Street, falling shooting stars light up the pavements in cross patterns. Many of the big chain stores have not yet dressed their Christmas windows, but hints of festive spirits are still there. And with the temperatures slowly dipping as the country heads into winter, it's a good excuse for people to venture out. Noelia Roku says she wouldn't normally be outside in this weather. In Covent Garden, the market and its surroundings are set for the holiday season. A 17-metre-tall Christmas tree greets visitors, accompanied by its 30,000 lights. On the side of the market building is a backdrop dedicated to the Disney franchise Frozen. The musical based on the film made its debut in the West End in September. Inside, bouquets of giant leaves and light bulbs hang from the ceiling. Elton Cunha is out for a walk to take photos of the newly installed lights. The end of daylight saving time can dampen moods when the sun's setting shortly after 4 p.m. local time. For students, Mariam Ben Slayman and Natasha MacDonald, seeing the Christmas lights for the first time kickstarts the winter season. In Carnaby Street, more than 600 sparkling 3D and 2D butterflies hang in the air. The art installation, called Carnaby Christmas Kaleidoscope, was handmade and set up in collaboration with Choose Love, an NGO supporting refugees. The street decorations offer a very different and more colourful take on Christmas displays. After almost 2 years since the start of the pandemic and the relaxation of travel restrictions, businesses are hoping the lights will help draw more people into their shops, but for now the crowd mostly remain British. The Heart of London Business Alliance estimates that London's West End will generate £1.2 billion in revenue over the winter period, and the area seems to be on good track, Last weekend, footfall traffic was up by 8% compared to the same weekend in 2019 prior to the pandemic.
Healthcare institutions with awareness events to raise family awareness of the warning signs of diabetes and encourage early diagnosis and prevention methods is going on across the Sultan. More details in the following report.
The diabetes units in various healthcare institutions in the government and private healthcare continues to celebrate the World Diabetes Day by organizing an awareness event to raise family awareness of the warning signs of diabetes and encourage early diagnosis and prevention methods through healthy food, physical activity, drug therapy, and auxiliary devices to control blood sugar. A good example is demonstrated here at this healthcare institution through screening people with and without diabetes, including obesity, viable complications such as food, retina, and dietary.
It's a great opportunity today. We're celebrating World Diabetes Day in conjunction with the 51st National Day celebrations. Of course, we have gone through a very difficult time of the pandemic, but also not to forget diabetes. It's a long-standing pandemic and it's a huge burden to the government health services. So we have evolved to use data acquisition in order to take decisions, both in the private for the patients, and hopefully we can also support the public institutions.
On display, data system, new technologies, food phantoms, state-of-the-art retina examination with consultation on site.
On the occasion of World Diabetes Day, we give all information or lots of information to the patient on diabetes care, but we are more focusing on the food care. So we give them an example of what is the most common area of getting an ulcer and how they can prevent from getting an amputation. As you may notice on this foot, there is a missing toe. So this is end up for amputation. What we want is to prevent this stage.
It's worth mentioning that uncontrolled diabetes is a major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, and lower limb amputation. Healthy diet, physical activity, maintaining healthy body weight, and avoiding tobacco use can prevent or delay diabetes.
Thanks to World International Diabetes Day, I'm one of the beneficiaries at this center, and I would like to recommend everybody please consult and get aware of your diabetic queries. All my diabetic queries got clear over here, and I got so many informations.
So such campaigns that promotes affordable and equitable access for all people with diabetes or at risk of diabetes to essential medicines and technologies, self-management, education, and information they require will assist
in achieving optimal diabetes outcomes and strengthen individual capacity to prevent type 2 diabetes. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq is to preside over the military parade at Muaskar al-Murtafa on Thursday in celebration of the glorious 51st National Day. His Majesty the Sultan receives greetings on the glorious 51st National Day from Their Highnesses, the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers and the Deputy Prime Minister for Defence Affairs. And the Sultan of Oman and the United States of America discuss their bilateral security cooperation, training programs and joint exercises that is to be implemented next year. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, stay safe. Good night.